is something that has really, really disturbed me. It has really made me upset. It has really made me sad within the pause of a lot of situations. And it's the fact of what is happening in the current time. I don't know why, but this always seems to happen. And I am not liking it one bit. It is making me more and more mad as it continues. One of the things I want to address, it's what's currently going on in school. You know, at this point, it is the fourth quarter, and I have passed all 3 quarters. And the one thing that I've never, ever been the type of person to do or want to do is when I start something, I want to finish it. If I start one way, I want to finish it. I don't want to start one way and then become the next way when it's all said and done. I started out having decent grades from first to third quarter. Now it's fourth quarter. I don't know what the heck is going on. It's just going to a clear downfall. I am falling to a point of never being able to recover. I have literally, at this point right now, one of my classes dropped so bad. First of all, I got a bad grade for something I wasn't even in class for. And then I had to suffer for what other people in my class did. And my grade in that class is to the point where I literally would hurt the teacher if he messed around and put that as my actual grade. Because what I have in there is not going to happen. See, I'm one of those type of people, like I said, when I start something, I want to finish it. And I have an obsession with my grades, a very bad obsession. If you're one of those people who never had honor or one of those things, you wouldn't really understand what I'm talking about. Because you're still trying to push to get it. You're still trying to push to get there. And I've already been there. And I'm trying to stay there. And one of the things that I do not tolerate is drops. I don't accept E's. I don't accept D's. And I don't accept C's barely. I barely accept B's. Mainly, all I want is A's. And right now, what's happening has been completely pissing me off. It is the fourth quarter, and I don't know what the heck has been going on with me. I don't know if my brain's been stupid or what it has been, but I've had 3 drops in 3 different classes. Not saying they will go up, but this is really starting to piss me off. In fact, one of my classes, the grade is so bad because it's below a D. It's really bad at this point that I'm literally thinking to the point where it's going to be extremely hard for me to bring it up, because this is the class that I said my teacher has been screwing me over, because first of all, he gave me a bad grade at the beginning of this quarter, so I didn't even start off with 100 like it should start off. And then he went around and gave me another bad grade for something that the other people in my class were responsible for. And I've never liked this man, even though, ironically enough, I don't even know how I did it, passed his class with a B, but yet he's been screwing me over since the beginning of the year. And I've never liked that he does that, and it makes me absolutely sick, and it makes me absolutely sick of him. Listen, if I have an A in your class, I want to stay that way. You know, and for him, I never had an A in the class, but I always got screwed over when I did have an A because he dropped me at the last minute. And I'm sick and tired of this mess happening. I'm sick and tired how every single time I'll be on the roll And then all of a sudden, I start falling. And I've been falling to the point of failing that will never succeed. Now, when I say failing that'll never succeed, this isn't the only thing I'm talking about. This is just half of what I'm talking about. Grades are just half of what I'm talking about. The fact of my teacher's been a freaking butthole. The fact that I freaking can't stand him. The fact that I have low grades in 3 classes right now that probably will not go up before progress reports come out. And it'll be extremely hard to get up before report cards come out. Because I've been getting screwed over. I'm sick and tired of this mess. I have an obsession with my grades. And I want us telling people I have to have an A or else I'm going to go crazy. That's just how I am. Because I have built a reputation since I was in 5th grade. I did not start off this way. I started off in a whole nother situation. This did not start to my 5th, 6th grade year. I started making honor and I made a commitment to stay that way. To stay that way. And what is going on right now is that they're trying to screw me over and in that reign that I have built. Like I said, I'm one of those type of people. I start something, I want to continue it. And they, on the other hand, are trying to do everything they can to find ways and ways for me to fail. And I sit here and say this every single year. Every year, it seems like it's 1 or 2 teachers who try to find ways and ways for me to fail. They always do it. I don't care how nice they are. I quite frankly do not care. If my grades low in the class, I will not like them. That's just how I roll. I do not care how nice they are. I don't care if they're the best teacher ever. If my grade is screwed over and I know it's screwed, it is one thing. If I know I did something wrong, if I know I didn't turn in something, if I know I am responsible for something. But if my grade is low and I know that it was their fault, I know that I wasn't responsible for it, I will literally file a complaint and tell them every single assignment that they didn't put in or that they didn't find. Because I had a teacher like that earlier this year who I literally had to pray every quarter. I had to pray that I would make honor roll this year because every quarter she'd mess around and just throw in some random stuff or lose some of my assignments. And half the stuff she did find, I have a bad grade in. So I literally had to pray that I would make honor roll because she would be the one reason why I wouldn't. And I just barely by a margin prevented myself from getting something bad. The way how she is, the way how she grades it, the way how she loses stuff, it's just that bad. But then I got this guy who is who I literally can't stand. And I got another teacher I got 2 teachers that left. And I've been on a bad path ever since they left. My grade's been up and down since they left. And it makes me absolutely sick. Because like I said, this quarter alone is literally what I am seeing. I'm becoming angry. Most people become lazy this quarter. They think, oh, this is 4th quarter, I already passed everything. I don't care anymore. No, I do care. And I'm sick and tired of this bull crap happening every single time. This dude just moves way too fast and want to put everything in that's all together. It makes me sick, and I'm sick and tired of it. I'm literally going to explode if my grades turn out to be that the way it is right now on a project report, even on a report card, project report. Either way, I'm ripping it and probably going to burn the thing if I had a match. That is how mad I am because that's how obsessed I am with my grades. Because it has to be good. It has to be good. It ain't about parents. It ain't about none of that kind of stuff. This is something I said for myself. Because literally, I've told my parents, told my dad how crazy I am about my grades. And he knows it. And he literally sometimes tells me, I need to calm down. But no, there is no calming down. I have to have a majority of A's. I will not accept 1 or 2 A's. I just cannot. In the way how I see this now, this is absolute bullcrap that I'm being screwed over the way I have. And that stuff has been dropping the way it has. And that I literally have have been doing bad on multiple tests. That has been happening back to back to back. It literally makes me sick. Like I said, if you're one of those people who didn't start off this way or never have started this way, then I'm not, saying nothing against you guys. But I literally had to climb the path to make an honor roll because I did not start off that way. I was in a holding path with terrible grades at first. And when I started making honor roll, I made a commitment to stay that way. And the bull crap that's happening right now is making me sick, and exactly why I'm going to end up being a failing person and will never succeed. That is one reason. The second reason is, why must I always tend to like someone? Why do I even give myself a chance to even try to talk to a person? Why? What is my purpose? I might as well just like the person in my head, or I might as well, even if I even think about liking a person, completely erase it out of my brain, because I'm a fail at this and will never succeed. This makes me absolutely sick. I'm at the point now where I'm just done, because there was a girl I've liked for a while, and I've told her this, and her response wasn't a bad response, but I can obviously see from the way of how she's been, and from the way of how, because see, I've told her some things that I really liked about her, that I've seen about her, that I really, really liked about her. Her smile, I thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. The fact of her communication, what she loves, it's just a lot that I liked about her. She told me that, she didn't know, she couldn't give me an answer because she had other boys like in her school, and she liked what I said, but she had other boys like in school, so she had to think for herself, what she said. And I let that slide. That's not what I'm mad about. What I'm mad about is how I tried to build something, but it never builds. It's one thing when you talk to someone inside of school, but you also want to talk to them outside school. And I've tried to do that, and every time I've tried, it always fails. It don't matter what conversation I try to do, she either doesn't respond to it or just quickly drops down the drain, and I don't understand it. I've tried my hardest to build some kind of close friendship that will never ever build, because she is so into anime, and then I am so into wrestling that we literally have nothing that is massively in common. She's an anime fanatic, and I'm a wrestling fanatic. Wow, what the fuck are you doing talking to her? Nothing. Nothing. Not a daggone thing. If it was a boy that was like her, that looked at what she looked at, that drew what she draws, because she loves to draw, I hate to draw, that loves to do what she does in the manner that she does it, and literally spoke about that particular topic. Now, she told me one time, I got on her only because I was getting really irritated, because I want to say people, and hey, maybe I'm just the bad guy here. I want to say people, if I text you around a certain amount of times and I'm trying to really build something, all I'm trying to do is be nice and build a conversation, and you're just reading it and not responding to me, I do get irritated, because that's how I am. I don't like it when people do that to me, because I feel disrespected, because I know if I did that to them, they'll get mad. But there's plenty of people who have done this to me, and it makes me sick. And especially when I'm trying to talk to someone who I actually like, who I'm trying to build something with, not to necessarily date them, but to build a friendship with them for now in a point in time, but yet they're still not talking to me. Now, I'm pretty sure, Lord knows, what's actually going through her mind. But from what I've seen, from the ignorance And we talk a lot in class, but that's one thing. And that's one thing. I want to go deeper than that. I want to go to the point we can have good conversations outside school. And sometimes we had good conversations, but they always stop because either she disappears for a certain amount of time, or she just read a message of mine and just don't want to respond to it. Now, like I said, when I got on her for that, she had said she was sorry the last time I got on her to that. But she's doing it, she's still doing it. And it just shows me how much of irrelevant I am. It just makes me sick. And this is why I will always be failing and will never succeed. I'm at the point now where I literally just don't know what to do. I think what I'm going to do is just leave this thing alone. Because like I said, she's an anime fanatic. I'm a wrestling fanatic. Her main thing, the main thing she talks about, if not anything else, because we talk about a lot of different subjects, a lot of different things she look at. There's a lot of things that we both have looked at. There's a lot of things that we both can accommodate with. But when it's all said and done, her main thing, just like my main thing is wrestling, her main thing is anime. And she's really into it. And she already has her future set up and all of that. And I always look at my friend's future and I always say I can see the future from a mile away. Honestly, I'm probably just seem like I'm rambling on here, and who knows if this will even get any looks at. Probably not. Probably 100% sure that this won't get any looks at all. And if it does, it'll be like maybe 1 or 2 people. But let me just tell the truth here. This is one of the reasons why this and what I was explaining earlier is one of the reasons why I've had so much hatred towards myself for so long. It's one of the reasons why I hate myself, and it will never change. This is just a personal thing that I have with myself. I hate myself so much. I really do. I just hate myself. I just do. I hate myself. And I don't think that I will ever stop hating myself, because there's always something that goes on that makes me feel this way. And I have really bad issues that I'm not going to explain in this video, but there's plenty of reasons why I hate myself. And, she, I say I still talk to her and everything, but I think I might as well give up on the whole thing that I'm trying to do, because it's just pointless. It's proven to me that I'm irrelevant, that I am a load of crap, that I am completely a dumb piece of garbage who should have never tried to do this thing in the first place. It has proven to me that that if I like someone, that even if I were to tell them that, it would not mean a daggone thing. It would just, this isn't about rejection. It wasn't really rejection, but it just proves that I really am a piece of garbage and should have no business, especially after what I said, the bullcrap my career has been going on doing this. And, wow, Raquan, you just really, really always screw up, don't you? So I am a screw up. And I will forever hate myself. And it just will not stop. I'll keep failing and will never succeed. Just will never succeed. She's proven to me that even if she were to make up her mind, she also has no interest. I've done nothing for her to have an interest. We can talk all day long, she can laugh all day long, but it don't mean a damn thing. All it means is that we're communicating. Wow. But when I actually do want to communicate with you, when we're not in school, nothing can ever get going. It get going for a little while, then it stops. Because I always got to be the one to start everything. It's not like she'll, text me or anything. But It's obviously proven that Raekwon has failed again. And what's so sad about this is I literally had her in my mind to ask her out, to ask if she was gonna go to the what's the thing there? If she was gonna go to the I can't. So she was gonna go to the homecoming next year. That was my goal, to ask her out then. But obviously, from what's going on now, I can only imagine what's gonna happen this summer. She's just gonna ignore me even more. So that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm just a dumb piece of shit. And I really don't deserve to be doing any of this stuff. I'm just gonna continue to fail and never succeed.